Tonight on Hip on the Spot News. The answer to your Red 4 demands has a release period. ED shares a great development report for the MIG-29A. IndiaFoxtEcho and their G91R returning in the spotlight. And Heatblur shares with us their work and future changes. This and more on How I Play. This video is sponsored by Pimax. Get their new crystallight with our discount code. Hello virtual pilots, I'm Andre Celesti, and tonight we are going to talk about the latest news in DCS World. The end of 2024 is just around the corner. Yes, it has been quite a year, with good and bad, ups and downs. Here we are, getting ready to celebrate Christmas, the winter holidays, and New Year's Eve. But also, as the year is closing, we will check out what 2024 brought to us when it comes to flight sims and DCS, and what we can expect in the nearby future, all together with that DCS 2025 and beyond video that is soon to be released by ED. As we saw last week, the news continues to be shared by the developers, from third parties to ED themselves, and this year we are here in the studio to give you all the happenings in and around our favorite topic, DCS World. So let's check it out. And high on the list is the MIG-29A Fulcrum development progress. Finally, we get more details on the awaited Red 4 module, the development effort, and even a time frame. And as we all know, sharing hopes for release in a certain period could bite quite hard these days, but nonetheless, excitement is in the air. Now we learn that the Fulcrum development is currently focused on the design of the external model, cockpit, avionics, and general aircraft systems. The textures and geometry of the new cockpit have been created from scratch, using new technologies that include high polygon models for baking in normal maps. For those of you wondering, well, they already have a model of the aircraft. Will they do a new one? Well, according to ED, yes, they needed to. The wording being used in the newsletter is a complete reworked external model, based on reference data and factory diagrams needed for an exceptional level of details with items such as surface material and treatment, rivets, screws, and panel joints. Moving on, they also let us know that a lot of work has already been completed on avionics and systems, including the optical laser system or OLS, which is an important component of the MiG-29's targeting suite. Its main elements are the infrared search and track system and laser rangefinder. Most of their air-to-air targeting modes are progressing well and nearing completion. But it seems that the gun sight development, well, it gave them a bit of work, with a complex simulation of both the track target mode and the non-tracked or funnel mode. The gun sight is designed as a highly accurate representation of the real unit. A new mode has been added, which was designed to engage invisible aerial targets in the clouds, haze, or at night with a gun. Also in active development are the weapon modes for engaging ground targets with rockets and guns at fixed and moving targets in the presence of wind. They have also scheduled the development of the basic bombing modes in the near term. You will be happy to learn that the fire control radar architecture and the main modes have been totally recreated. After their primary work on the OLS and FCR is complete, they will model the interaction between these systems. On their reworked list is also the SPO-15LM radar warning receiver, that used the same physics-based approach as the SPO-10, but with greater attention being paid to its second iteration of directivity patterns for transmitting and receiving antennas. Additionally, the database has been expanded, with each radar having a unique signature in terms of signal properties and with the properties themselves covering additional details. Thanks to all of the improvements, the new SPO-15 can be modeled to closely emulate the algorithms used in the real system, and it simulates many of its real-life quirks and limitations. According to ED, pilots will find themselves having to pay attention to these limitations in order to utilize its full potential. These include, but are not limited to, non-linear range indications that will properly display the signal power, blinding by high-power radars, and many cases of incorrect threat type determination due to limited resolution with which the signal parameters are measured. This depth and accuracy of the simulation will make this new implementation of the SPO15 in DCS the most realistic and detailed simulation of this system on any PC simulator. Exciting!
But I have a question.
Yes, Petrovich, ask away.
Is there any console simulator out there?
Oh boy, let's not go there, Petrovich. Back to the fulcrum, something interesting about the navigation system has been shared as well. More precisely, a mission editor data programming panel currently under development that will allow to program the flight before the start of the mission and even to be used during the flight. So access to the panel and modification of this data will be possible during the simulation, but when the aircraft is on the ground. Good to know. When it comes to the INS system, ED is paying special attention to the modes of the ground INS alignment and its accuracy and drift in flight. This will be affected by the alignment mode and the presence or absence of radio correction from the programmed beacon. Work remains on the Identify Friend or Foe or IFF system, but as expected, they will release the core functionality of IFF at early access and then continue to work on the more advanced IFF features like with most modules in early access. Other aircraft systems are being added and refined to a deep level of functionality. This includes the new hydraulic and electrical system, procedures and physics of engine startup and shutdown, and expansion and reconfiguration of automatic control systems. All in all, a wide array of information from the development effort on the fulcrum. And to top it off, ED placed the release period somewhere in Q2 of 2025. Somewhere between April and June. A bold statement in the newsletter, but one that we will track and measure like we always do here at How I Play. Moving on, ED were not the only ones sharing a development report these last few days. IndiaFoxtEcho joined the show with their MB339 recap on what was done in 2024 and the ongoing G91 development progress, a project that was shared with us quite some time ago. We even made a video on all the development modules for DCS. If you missed it, it should appear right now on the top right corner. Alright. So the G91 is still alive as a project at IndiaFoxtEcho, and they reassured us that they have been working on it quite a lot in the past few months. They let us know that the cockpit refactor has just been completed, and while the texturing are still work in progress, they are happy to finally share some screenshots. The next major step is to fully integrate the new cockpit with the aircraft code, allowing them to get rid of the old model, which they no longer consider up to the high-quality standards achieved by DCS World today. This is similar to another module that is still under development, announced quite some time ago and required a new model due to advancements made in DCS. Wanna take a guess? Does the A7E Corsair 2 ring a bell? Yes? Well, perfect. Back to the G91, the team says that from now on the development will proceed at a much faster pace and they are confident on a 2025 release. While they can't commit to a specific date, for now, they stated the well-known phrase, "It is done when it's done." And I agree, as we better get to see a beautiful, more fleshed out product than an empty shell of a module. So we will keep track with all the news from IndiaFoxtEcho in 2025. And last but not the least, Heatblur Simulations shared a short report on the F4E Phantom. Despite the silent treatment, they have been working hard behind the scenes on polishing the F4E, restructuring their codebase, and preparing for the future. They also spent time with the F14, shipping some new enhancements and features while working on the early A. And they let us know that in the next DCS patch, we will see significant improvements in parts of the radar. And so, for us, here at How I Play, all is left is to monitor the patch release, deliver our Christmas special video, and our Iraq map review. So remember to subscribe to keep in touch with all the latest news on your favorite simulators and games. And also, make sure to check out all the discounts we have for you and support the channel in the process. Many thanks to our patrons for their continuous support, it means a lot to us, especially in this period. Thank you all for watching, I am Andre Celesti, reminding you to fly safe, and I'll see you next time.